Hello, Luke Hart here from 4 Surfboards. Going to talk about the Reload model. It's your go-to easy surfing all-rounder, great for UK waves. I was going to say UK summer waves then, but just UK waves. It's really good. Plan shape-wise, you've got a wider template all the way around. Makes it really a stable platform for when you're going at lower speeds, which also makes it really good for paddling with the wider nose. Then, because the fact that even good UK waves are slower paced, it makes it very easy and surfable in a range of conditions. So the wider template comes through to around here and then starts dropping back down into this, yes it's wide, but it drops down into this round tail, and that just gives you a nice soft sort of pockety bottom turn, like a nice cruisy one. I'm not going to say fishy, it's not as releasey as a fish, but it's that same sort of skatey feel you get from a fish. Just makes it really fun. They're easy to kind of do tail slides on, or equally they're easy to get speed up very quickly. They've got a load of initial speed. Rockers, reasonably flat. I mean, you know, here at 4 we don't do flat rockers, but it's reasonably flat for our rockers. The entry is, the curve is relatively gentle. It's got a little bit of nose flip and a little bit of tail flip as well, but essentially it's just a nice gentle gradual curve that gives you the best balance between board engaged in the water in flat sections and having enough rocker and lift once you're in the pocket to do your maneuvers. But it's a wave catching machine, that's first and foremost. You're going to catch loads of waves on it. Great for either your smaller intermediate surfer, or what we found from sales on last year is guys who ride the short boards and just want a board that's really fun in weaker waves. Concave wise, single all the way, comes through into a rolled double here with a flat tail. So just flat straight out the back, no V, it's it's effectively double that runs straight out the tail, and the single turns it into a flat. So you've got early entry and lift, directional water whilst you're on rail through the fins, and nice amount of release out of the back tail. It just means it's nice and easy to turn all the time. If you want a little bit of extra hold when the waves are better maybe, then you can look for just using the thruster setup, or maybe a set of bigger side fins. But I would say it is definitely a 5-fin. It's very much, you know, like its sort of cousin, the Chili Bean. It's like a smaller sort of like version almost, if you like, a bit more performance based than the Chili Bean. And it's definitely a 5-fin. Go the quads for speed, go the thruster for pivot. So thruster for turns, and quad when you want that nice rail hold and that initial speed straight away. Foil wise, relatively flat deck through the whole thing, just packing that volume in. You've got a bit of foam here under the chest, thins out a bit more to the tail, and through this area of the board it thins out, so you can engage that rail pretty quickly into the water. You're not going to have that feeling of sitting so high in the water that you can't bury a rail when you need to. It's a balance obviously, because this is a wider, fatter board, but it's very surfable. You can see from the guys surfing it in the video that they're having a lot of fun on it, and it's very easy to surf. That's the main thing. So yeah, flat here to keep as much volume as you can. Follows the foil of the rocker to add the sensitivity as it's coming through the tail, and into a performance shortboard rail, just slightly boxier on the bottom, just to add that extra little bit of float. It's all about you know, making it easier to sort of manage your weight in slower paced waves, and someone who's a bit more clumsy. But then once you do engage the board into the pocket, it's sensitive enough that you can chuck it around and have a blast. So yeah, that's the Reload for 2016. Check the video out, and any info that we've got on the write-ups as well if you need to know more. That's the Reload.